Okay, so we're live. We're
half.
we're half of four corners of the bookshelf today.
We're in the same country.
And we're in the same country, so we're like a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Okay. And it may be a full hour, maybe shorter. We've got quite a short book. It took me like 45 minutes with internal raging as well at points to read. So yeah. Okay, so Bitch Planet. Rated mature. So
yeah,
guys, like if you're not mature, I mean I'm not mature. If you're age-wise considered mature, then you can read this. Otherwise, you can still read it probably, but you have to be a bit more sneaky about it, and maybe not take it on a business trip.
About it anyway.
Yeah, because I just flipped through the pages. Should I show it on camera? Yes.
You might as well. That's the page I always open to. Like, I just flip it, and that's the one it opens to. It didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is Bitch Planet about? Have you seen the Goodreads blurb? Because the Goodreads blurb is rubbish.
Yeah.
It's,
even the one
on
the back doesn't really describe anything.
Yeah, it's all a bit
like, that's why I'm disappointed with where it went, because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
so
from the back, it's just sort of like, that's why I thought it would be about just why they were there, sort of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's a very feminist comic. I almost don't want to call it a comic or a graphic novel. Well, I suppose I could call it a graphic novel because it is truly graphic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the official blurb on Goodreads is Eisner Award nominated writer Kelly Sue DeConnick and Valentine Delandra present the premiere volume of Bitch Planet, their critically acclaimed and deliciously vicious sci-fi satire. Think Margaret Atwood meets Inglourious Bastards. Discussion guide included. Haha. It's
not helpful at all.
Yeah. So it's about so I saw in one of the pages it said that this is about 2030, I think, so it's a little bit in the future, and it's about, well, at this point patriarchy has really blossomed. And any women considered non-compliant are sent to Bitch Planet, or I don't even remember what the proper word was supposed to be.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so it's Bitch Planet. It's a prison where these women are sent, and someone decides that they should make a sports team or get them to come up with a sports team to fight or to play against. To fight is kind of a vicious sport, but to play against a famous men's team of some sport called Megaton,
something like that,
or did la 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 la. There's a word for it. Duela? I think it's Duela. No, Duemila. El Mundo del Duemila. I can't speak Spanish. I don't know how to pronounce this. Also, I look incredibly white right now.
I look sort of yellowish because of the light.
Well, it was either look very, very white or not be very visible at all because it is grey.
Yeah.
Outside.
Visible out there.
Yeah. And the light up there doesn't really do much. So I have quite a bright light kind of pointed at the side. I don't know, can you see like a green spot like where my nose is right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the light. See if I can do something about that. No, I don't know if this is working. This is not working. I think that now no, that made it worse. And also, I'm just so everyone's aware, I'm currently in like soppy mode because I'm flying tomorrow and I have to sort out presents and packing. So like, yeah, I've covered strategically everything behind me in a sheet.
I just have everything on my bed that I have to pack for next week.
Yeah, I haven't started packing yet, and I leave tomorrow.
Luckily, I don't have any presents for anyone.
I have to go and pick up stuff from Marks and Spencer's for my mom. I have to do that at some point, and also I have to send a package, and I don't even know if the post office is going to be open, and it's not going to be open tomorrow, and I'm a little screwed. Okay, anyway, tangent.
Yeah, the book.
So, that's the back. I don't know if this is the right way around. It says, "Are you non-compliant? Do you fit in your box? Are you too fat, too thin, too loud, too shy, too religious, too secular, too proudish, too prudish,
too proudish,
too sexual, too queer, too black, too brown, too whatever it is they'll judge you for today? You just may belong on Bitch Planet." So what I like about that already, it kind of gives you there's a bit of like a humor in there, like the two whatever it is they'll judge you for today.
Everyone fits in at least one of those things.
Yeah, but it just makes it clear that it's so ridiculous because society will just decide that they don't like you, so you're non-compliant. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, and I think that sort of this novel kind of was equal parts infuriating and funny, and that's a really weird thing for me to say. Like, I was both laughing and angry.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, yeah.
The only thing I wish is that we didn't have that whole sports bit. Like, I just didn't really care about that, to be honest. And
Sorry?
I just would have preferred if it just sort of went, I don't know, it just like focused on like the actual Bitch Planet.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I liked having insight into the different characters.
Yeah.
So, Penelope, so which book is it? I don't remember, I think it's book 3? Yeah. So number 3, it's all about Penelope Roll? I don't know. And she was kind of quite amusing from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So, like, right in, I think the first thing I marked was where they've all arrived on Bitch Planet. And they're given these uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, the hell? Where am I supposed to put my other tit? And then she beats up some guy saying, where am I supposed to put my tits? And I thought that was, I don't know, I was amused by this.
Yeah.
And that was like, whoa, okay, so I kind of have to expect that kind of language. So yeah, I have like secret messages coming through on my phone right now, so I have to pay attention. And I think I almost want to say that she's my favorite character.
Yeah, I think she's the one we got. I don't know. We got to see like the most of her.
Yeah, and I mean, we started getting some insight into the other characters like Mako.
Yeah.
Which didn't last long. But that was just a little bit of insight. And they sort of do profiles here and there, especially in the last book, of the different players on the team and why that they're in there. So there's one character who's a blonde, thin woman called Katrina. Her charges are seduction and disappointment, so I'm guessing she was charged for being a tease and asking for it, or yeah, so being a tease. Yeah. Emotional manipulation and assault. And it's funny because I mean these kinds of things happen every day, and it's scary to think that actually people do twist situations in that way. So yeah. And then there's someone else, Nutsuhair, I think. Patrilineal dishonor and murder.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she's, yeah, so she dishonored her family, or her father, rather. Okay. So yeah, I mean, did you like any of the other characters? I don't know,
some of them just sort of like faded into the background for me, like.
Yeah, I can only remember Penelope's name because I really liked her, and then Mako, because there was something like interesting about her.
Yeah, and none of the others really stuck out. Like, I liked them while I was reading it, but sort of like afterwards, I just didn't really.
Yeah, I'd have to, like, when the next book comes out, I'd have to actually go and like reread and remember who the characters are.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to know what made me really, really angry?
What?
And maybe I'm taking this kind of personally, but the whole, at the beginning in the first book, when that woman was like, I don't belong here, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like this whole thing with, so her husband comes in. Well, is on Earth and goes to talk to the guy that runs the center. And it sounds like he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And then when it was revealed that he wasn't, that like made me so angry, and I wanted to smash that woman in the face.
I agree.
And him in the face. But yeah. I was just like, ah. And then they arranged something so they don't have to worry about this sort of thing. I was like,
it's just
rage. And so there's so much in here, so much infuriating stuff in here. And what makes it worse is that you can recognize it in
you can think, oh, I know something like that happened to Bob.
Yeah, and how women are blamed for things happening. So it's like, and it's like, oh, I didn't love him enough, so it's okay for him to go and sleep with someone else and send me to prison.
Yeah, on another planet.
Yeah, so, but I'm trying to figure out how best to say this. So, what worries me is that actually we're so close to this kind of thing. Maybe not so obvious, but yeah, it's scary reading this and I get so worked up about this sort of stuff, and then thinking, actually, that's happening. So it's a whole like, oh, you don't fit in, so you're a bitch, or you're.
Yeah.
It's like you know the whole thing on Tinder, where women get these messages. So these guys try to get their attention, and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested. And most of the time they're quite nice about it, but then guys get all like, oh, you're too ugly anyway, you're too fat anyway. I'm like, what happens inside a guy's mind that makes him think that that's okay?
I don't know.
Like, are you going to be interested in every woman that is attracted to you? No. So why do you expect, just because you deign to pay attention to this one woman, that she's going to be interested in return? Why? Nah. I'm an eloquent person.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, trying to think. Some of the other things that I liked. Oh, did you like at the end of every book? Every book? I don't know graphic novel terminology. Sorry. So every issue, you've got this like ad page.
Yeah. I actually really like this one. Which is
the one of the book 4 one, or issue 4.
Yeah, I think so.
The pink page.
Yeah.
So we've got things on here like, do you like the...
We get by when we comply.
Yeah. You'll never be enough, or
what's
wrong with you? I love that. Be the you he likes. Good to be around anytime, any day. Agree next.
The bottom one just makes me laugh.
And if he kicks you out, where will you live? Do you really think someone will give you a job? Look at you. It's like, agree next, because he's sick of your shit. I was like, oh man. What every girl should know. Your vagina is disgusting.
Yeah. I like that there is spicy cinnamon taco.
For the girl adventurer.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's weird because you've got it. So that's advice for ladies. Then for book or issue 5, you've just got like posters. But then the preceding, so issues 1 to 3, you've got this. I love it. Where is it?
Yeah.
Hey kids, patriarchy, and these ridiculous ads in there where the guy is like, or whoever's made this poster or advertisement thing, whatever, says, you buying this? You know this is garbage, right? You're ordering garbage. Okay, well, you were warned. Send your dad's hard-earned money to the address below, and we'll keep the postal service alive a little bit longer by mailing you some crap. I'm not shipping international, so don't even try. It's just... I just like that. It's so funny reading that because it's true.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you picked up on the other thing that happened in the first 3 issues, these messages that people leave for each other in the ads. So about rabbits.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's going to be important later.
Yeah.
So Rabbit and the Duchess. Yeah. I'm wondering if anyone else has read this and has opinions. It would have been useful to have Michelle join us.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh well. It's a shame.
I do like this one with the X-ray specs. the
Yeah.
perfect way to say his intentions.
Yeah, it's so, you know, like the pink page, that was all advertising targets. I mean, it's a pink page. Clearly, it's advertising for women, and it's about being compliant. Whilst those yellow pages, the Hey Kids patriarchy ones, are like about being. I wasn't quite sure, but it looked like it was trying to help the non-compliant people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very interesting. What did you think of the art style?
I liked it, but it's not the best I've seen. Like there were some ones that I liked a lot more. Like some of the issues.
Yeah, it's quite.
I did
What's the
really
word I'm
like the
looking for?
covers though.
Yes,
Like
I like the
that
spreads.
and that.
I like the 2-page spreads as well.
Yeah.
Or did you find that a bit awkward to read though at some points? Like
Yeah, like
I'm
it's
used to
kind of
reading
hard
like
to.
one page and then the next page, but there were some pages where you had to read across the two.
Yeah.
And
And there are a couple
confused a few
read down. Yeah, and then I got confused. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. But okay, so about the art style, I was thinking it's quite. At some points, it seemed busier than others, so there were some really clean panels,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I was like, "What's going on?" There's quite a lot happening, and you can tell that not everything was drawn by the same people because there were some really clean lines, and then sometimes it was quite. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed messier at points. Yeah. I'm just like flicking through now, trying to make sense. Like there are bits that I actually struggle to read, especially in the ads where they use too much of the stupid dotty business. Again, I don't know the terminology, but yeah. Oh, you know what? Cover I really liked. This one.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite. That's number 5. And I like the whole face as part of the stars thing.
Yeah, and I like the colors.
It's very pretty, very supernova-ish.
Yeah.
That's right after the page with all the pink shit. I'm trying to think what else I marked in here. Oh, okay, back to Penelope. What do you know what I really liked? She was so non-compliant. So what they consider non-compliant is where you're supposed to do everything. You know how everyone now is like to be body positive? Outwardly, people are saying you should be comfortable in your own skin and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
this just voices everything that's not that. So everything that people are thinking or saying in secret or silently, this is saying outwardly. So it's being explicit with society's expectations, basically saying you should care what I think. You should care what men think about you. You know, you should worry about. It's all this like, oh, we're only trying to do we're only trying to help you be happy, and for you to be happy, you need to make other people happy.
In our box.
Yeah, and Penelope, I love that scene where she's like, dude, I'm happy. I'm happy with how I look. And I was just like, yes. And of course, you know, everyone or all the men are like, oh, how could you? How could you? Yeah. How could you not see yourself the way we see you?
Like at the start, they're like, where is it? Good God, woman. What have you done to yourself?
And I mean, did you pick up on the whole what her dad looks like thing?
No.
Ah. So at one point there's a police or a news broadcast in the background, and they're talking about some kind of criminal that's finally been caught and how he's built like an oak. And earlier in that issue, they were talking about how, or she was told by her grandmother that she's built like an oak as well.
Yeah.
And they have a profile of her and her dad on the same page. And I say her dad, I am assuming that that's her dad. But I could be wrong, but I think she might be, or what I get from that is that she's mixed race, and that her dad is this really, really large white guy. Like,
yeah.
Really strong white guy. Yeah. Oh man, this whole, I mean, it's so blatant and so explicit with its sexism. It's the patriarchy. I mean, the whole thing is run by the fathers.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always the men that send them there, and
it's the men matter, the fathers matter. The fathers decide the fate. Oh,
there's one in here, in Penelope's one, where a guy says, "Did you just roll your eyes at me?" And this woman looks absolutely terrified.
It's like, you gotta be so careful. It's just scary. Yeah. And all this woman does is say a sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be on Bitch Planet. Because if you ask the people I work with, I don't take bullshit. Oh God. Oh, that'd be fun, especially since I love public showers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm totally like not a private person. Oh, you know what? Oh, so the Compliant Girls, they were like completely the Mean Girls sort of airhead type thing.
Like, yeah, they were like, I'll have a sugar-free, salt-free,
gluten-free
muffin with 3 plates.
So 1 muffin without any of the good ingredients, divided by 3. That's 15 calories each. Oh my God! On that page, I was laughing so hard when I envy your bowels. Oh, I trade them for your hair. I'm like, I envy your bowels. You don't say that. That's so.
It's weird.
Weird. And then it's like the next page. Oh, the hell, crazy bitch. Oh, that's like the classic thing. Oh, you don't comply with what we want, and you have your own opinions and your own feelings. You're a crazy bitch. I'm calling the cops. Oh my God, that guy's face is so scared. Your life is over. Ah. Man, I do see again. I'm like, I'm angry, but I'm amused. So, I don't know. I mean, we've got a few viewers. I don't know if anyone else has read Bitch Planet and what they think and how they felt. If you guys want to like put something in the comments or Twitter or chat or something, or just let us know what you think. If there was anything that really stood out to you. So that would be cool. You don't have to. We're just,
Yeah, we're reaching here. It's a short.
I'm just like, wow, there are people watching this. It's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. So, I mean, should we look at the questions at the back? I love that. Yeah. I love it when books come with discussion questions. I know,
it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it's I can't think.
I think there are discussion questions in our January book. I think I read something about that. which we'll talk about later.
Okay. So the first question I think we've covered. So who is your favorite prisoner and why? Is she also the one you identify with the most? And that's interesting.
Yeah.
So my favorite is Penelope.
Yeah, so is mine, but I don't really identify with her.
I think in some ways I might. So, I mean, I'm quite large. I don't do that what she's done to her hair to my hair, but I do crazy things to my hair. Oh yeah, I haven't dyed my hair. This is all the permanent color that's in there. But I would, go to the hairdresser. So when I go to South Africa, I'm going to go to the hairdressers because it's so much cheaper there. And I figured they would want to see what they're really dealing with before I throw in the crazy colors. But yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm like, is that what my hair looks like? I forgot. And I think in a way I aspire to be Penelope.
Yeah.
I want to be able to look in the mirror and be like, that's what I want to be. That's who I want to be. And I really like that about her. And yeah, she's also funny and she's quite protective. So she's like, I'm gonna own this. I'm gonna stop this guy. I'm going to protect this person. And she also gets obsessed about, the blatant, ridiculous sexism and in her cafe, and does something about it. And maybe I don't agree with her methods. Maybe not beat people up, but I mean, I'm glad that she hasn't bought into this whole compliancy thing. I would be so screwed in this world. Yeah, like seriously, I would just be destroyed. I'd be there, like from the age of 7 when I was like, Mom, why aren't there dinosaurs in the Bible? And that was like the end of that bonding experience with my mother.
Yeah, I probably would have been gone from a young age because my brother and I were like awful.
That I didn't see any kids in this, so I wonder what the kids are like. I mean,
yeah, because like
I'm actually now interested in how they're
brother with chairs and things.
Yeah. Do they go to special schools? How do
maybe,
or do they just go to normal schools and the sexism is just a part of life, and then girls just learn from a young age that they're supposed to be thin but not too thin, and pretty and always available and always agreeable. And I'm now thinking about asking for it, not asking for it. What's the other one?
Only Ever Yours.
Only Ever Yours. That's it.
Haven't read it yet, but it's sitting literally like right here.
I'm like looking for I've reorganized my bookshelf.
I don't have a bookshelf. It is literally just a pile.
It's in there. Oh, I see it. It's pink. It's pink. Of course it's pink. Because we're girls and we like pink, right? Actually, I do like pink, so joke's on me. Yeah. So, were there any other characters that you think you could relate to?
Not really. None that I can
remember very well.
Yeah. That's the problem.
I think maybe that will come later on in further volumes.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think you'll continue reading it? Because I think I will, even if it makes me angry.
I think so. What I'd really like to see, I don't remember if there is any, but there are like no disabled women in it, as far as I remember.
You make a good point.
I just think that would be cool to see.
I mean, this book
Does
is
that
so
mean-
much. It's got so much diversity already, but
Yeah.
now that you've mentioned it, it feels like it missed something.
Yeah.
It feels like if it's going to be diverse, it should be. It's like it took it to 90%, and then and
Yeah.
now I'm a
and
bit
it's like,
disappointed
yeah,
that it
let's
just
not,
takes it away.
let's not put that in. That's too far. But
Well,
like
can't have, you know, problems.
women in wheelchairs, God no.
That would be scary. Or amputations,
You
or
just think that like that would be non-compliant.
yeah, I wonder. Like, I mean, if you don't comply with, do you think they get rid of children that have conditions
I don't know, but
because you don't comply with the ideal
yeah, you're not
state of
the
human, the expected version of human?
yeah.
And do
Hopefully
you
we
think
get
that?
some of that.
Yeah, I hope so. But I think they were sort of mostly focusing on. Okay, I'm going to say something here, and it's going to be all like, but you're a white person. So what? We're all people. Okay, so this whole feminism thing, and I can't, like, this idea that I can't really be a full feminist because I'm not a person of color.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you also seen that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your feminism doesn't count because it isn't about, because you're not, you know,
Yeah.
more of a minority.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Shouldn't we all be on the same team here?
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't we all just be feminists and who cares what color our skin is?
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't we all just be equal and not care what our gender is? I mean, why do we have to put more things in a box? Why do we have to be like, you're a person of color feminist? Why can't you just be a person that's equal to all other people?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I feel like what this graphic novel was trying to achieve was showing to be feminist and show diversity of race.
Yeah, because there are a few different, like Miko is
Japanese.
Yeah.
And you've got May and is it April?
I don't
and
even
May?
know what this woman is, but I don't know. I don't even know who she is.
Oh my god, I was on the exact same page. That's scary. Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
On
sure-
that same page, there's Alika, who's got the entire, like, one side of her face is scarred.
Is it scarred or is it tattooed? Because I think I saw on a later
I'm not sure.
panel that
Maybe it is
she.
tattooed.
I'm trying to see it. I thought I saw something that indicated that it could be tattoo. I'm not sure. And yeah, we've also got someone. Oh no, we do have one person that could be considered to have a disability, although I don't.
Yeah.
You've got Marilyn Gunning, who's got trisomy 21. So she's got Down syndrome, I think. So
Okay.
is that 21?
Okay. Maybe.
I'm gonna Google that now. 21. It's the most common form of Down syndrome. So yeah. So we have one.
Yeah. We need more.
I mean, some people consider obesity a disability.
Yeah.
But yeah. I liked April and May Liu. You know what I liked? I liked their offense. Unpermitted birth. They didn't have any control over being born, so what?
Yeah.
Did I get it? Very interesting characters in here, though. And you can see, I guess that's the team.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I do like this.
Yeah, but
It makes you think.
yeah.
So I feel like we've answered like a lot of these questions here.
Mm-hmm.
How does non-compliance as displayed within the context of Bitch Planet work as an allegory for women today? How do characters in Bitch Planet use the term non-compliant? What does it mean for real women today, and what does it mean to you? And like I said, I would be screwed. I would be there.
Yeah.
I am not compliant. I'm not a robot. If you want a compliant woman, just build a flipping robot. Be like, what's his face in Buffy? Who built I forgot, what's it? Wayne God. Or something silly like that. Is it that name?
I can picture his face.
I can picture his face with the silly gelled hair.
Yeah.
And a big nose. But yeah, he's like, I want a girlfriend, and the funny thing was, so in that episode he wanted the girlfriend. He builds this robot who's perfect and who loves him and wants to make him happy and is always happy herself and blah blah blah. And then he doesn't like her.
Yeah.
So she's perfect, and
or when
by being perfect, she's not perfect.
Like Buffy.
Yeah. Oh God, that was
just crazy.
Okay. What did you think of? So you had the female characters that weren't compliant, and you had the female characters that were compliant. We've already sort of talked about the those women in the bakery and how they were just.
Yep.
But what about the operative Whitney? So she's the.
Yeah, she was like a weird character because she's obviously compliant, but I don't know.
She's like a compliant bitch.
Yeah. And she's like watching this stuff happen.
It's almost like she could have been in there, but she twisted it. She played the system in such a way that she could be non-compliant while being compliant. Yeah. So instead of fighting against men,
she's like.
Okay, just to be clear, I'm not saying that feminists fight against men. They fight against the patriarchy. So
yeah, but in this, they like literally fight against men.
Well, that's because men are like busy doing things to them.
Yeah.
But she's twisted it so that she can still fight against something. She can still have. Yeah, I don't know. So I know she's working with the system rather than against it. And
she's protecting herself, really.
Yeah, and I guess for all of them, for all of these women, they're all effectively powerless, and that's the whole thing in patriarchy. Women don't have to be ready, and she's found so they have no control, and she's managed to find a way to have control in the system.
Yeah,
and it was weird when she said when the prisoners were like, "We don't trust you," and she's like, "You will." I'm like, really? How are you gonna spin that? Are they gonna get so desperate that they turn to you? And especially then when she later on does the things that she does during that practice game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if the artists, writers just sort of threw that in, that "you will" bit in the scene without thinking about how that plays into the future, or if they genuinely did actually have a plan for her where the characters do end up having to rely on her and to trust her.
Yeah, I suppose we'll see.
What would be really interesting is if in the end she ends up helping the system.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, this might do funny things, but I just realized something. Whoa. Oh God, maybe I don't want to do that. I've just switched to a different webcam, and now you can see how gross my hair Paris. I am non-compliant today. I'm just gross. I'm going to go to the gym after this anyway, so actually I need to eat. So the messages that I was getting earlier was the boyfriend saying, food's ready. I'm like, oh. Whoops.
Great.
There goes my nice roast. But yeah. Do we want to mention what we're going to? I think we've talked about this a lot. I'm wondering if anyone has any other thoughts, and I think this is a great discussion thing, and I'd really love to see what other people think about Bitch Planet. I might do a discussion post about it if I can remember all the things I said, and the whole I'm going to be flying tomorrow thing. But I would really, really like to know if anyone's read this, what they think, what they took from it, whether they can also see echoes of what's been done or what happens in here in real life. So the real world, everyday world. I mean, I think I put this on Twitter yesterday. Just yesterday, I actually had a bit of a freaky moment where I was walking from my office, and it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to walk from my office's door to my car. But I have to go between 2 parking lots, kind of between buildings.
Yeah.
And there's no light there. And a couple of guys, and it was also, I will admit, I left work at about 8:45 last night because I was trying to wrap everything up before my holiday, since I'm going to be gone for like 3 weeks. It was dark. I was walking along there, and 2 guys came around the corner behind me. So I walked down into the same little between street things. Sort of. It's not really an alley, but yeah. Anyway, they were trying to get my attention, and they were whistling at me like a dog.
Yeah.
Like doing that whole, like, when you whistle to call a dog. I don't want to do it because I know that the mic will have a panic attack. But they were trying to get my attention by whistling like a dog. And I was just like, I'm not going to turn around. I'm just going to keep walking. I have my phone out.
When we're in Denmark with those guys with the megaphone. Which was funny at the time because we didn't speak Danish. So we had no idea what they were saying, but still, there's like that.
But I was just like walking along, and it's dark, and I've got my phone out. I've taken my keys out of my pocket, and I'm freaking out. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna get to my car. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna lock the doors. I'm just gonna chill. So yeah, it was okay in the end, but it was still freaky while it was happening, and it's scary that
you have to.
I know I'm not the only woman that has that, or that. Why is it that I have this this reaction to take my keys out of my pocket?
Yeah, I know a lot of people.
Why does it even think
the first 2 digits of
the
emergency number on their phone? Like, I mean, in Australia, it's really easy because it's 000. Just easily type that.
I was gonna call the boyfriend. I was gonna be like, I had my it ready to call him because I know that that's not going to do much. Like, he can't do anything himself, but
it's still.
And when I got home and I told him about it, he's like, well, why were you going to call me? What was I going to achieve? I couldn't do anything. I'm like, no, Sam, you have to be like, if that ever happens, you have to know to, like, if you call the police, I don't really know what they can do either, because they can't just listen in and know where you are and stuff.
Yeah, it's comforting to have someone on the other line
who knows who you are, who knows where you are, because he knew I was coming home from work late and he could then notify someone. But it's just scary that he's like, why did you do that? And don't you ever think about these things?
Yeah, like that's my like immediate reaction would be to call my dad if I was home. Obviously calling him in the UK when he's in Australia is going to do nothing, but I sort of have that ready.
Yeah, you just have that automatic reaction, like you need to I think the point I'm trying to make is it's just scary that even now, I mean, we're not at the extreme of Bitch Planet, but even now I live in a pretty decent place in the UK. My office is in the nicest part of Oxford, and yet I still have this fear of these guys are walking behind me and are going to jump me or something.
Yeah, I even get that back home at uni. If I'm there late, I just, like, it's a safe place. The security on campus, there's a number you call, they come straight to you. But still, it's sort of like, it's like that nagging sense in the back of your head, especially when it's a group of guys.
Yeah. So yeah, it was freaky, but yeah, I went off on a tangent, but I just wanted to say, like, it's not that removed from, sexism is still a thing, and it's still a thing there's still a fear in a well-to-do area in the first world country, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really know what to say beyond that.
What gets me though is that I know quite a few girls who are the compliant girls in Bitch.
Oh, I do too.
They're like, oh, I don't need feminism for whatever reason.
What?
And you're like,
I mean, I've worked in places where, you know, again, in the UK, I work in IT, and I've got that whole, oh, you're there to be the secretary in meetings, or you're supposed to make tea. I had guys in my last job, a guy who genuinely thought he didn't have to make tea for the team because he was a guy, but the girls had to make the tea.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you even think that? And he thought, so he moved in, and see, I'm glad that we don't have that sort of arrangement in this house, but in his house, he moved in with his girlfriend, and he was telling us about the arrangement at home where they both worked full time, and yet she did all the cooking, she did all the cleaning, she did all the laundry. And I was like, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, I guess I help out in the garden from time to time.
See, in my house,
and I was like, is that okay? Is that okay? Are you okay with that? It shouldn't be that way. You both work full time, and yet you say that you go home and you sit down in front of the TV with the beer, and you know that classic image, and you get wasted on by your girlfriend. And we're not like that in this house. So we have like division of labor in here. I do the cooking, he does the cleaning or the dishes, and then we may hire someone to clean the house because neither of us wants to do that.
Yeah, my house is the opposite. My brother does all the cleaning. My dad does all the cooking, and I do nothing. But in my defense, my brother doesn't work, and I have uni, so he's always home, and my dad and I aren't.
Yeah. Okay, well, he's earning his keep.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. And then I do other stuff with like the dog and stuff, so I do work.
Okay. Should we quickly mention the book for next month? Which I've forgotten the name of. So we picked something from Australia. We wanted to choose something that's...
No, it's not.
Well, not quite out of the world. So this was genuinely like out of the planet.
This one's American.
What?
It's set in America.
I thought we said it was... It's set in America, but it's an Australian author?
No, it's written by a Dutch author. But...
I'm confused. Oh, wait. That was the other book we were considering.
Yeah. She
never mind.
I think,
I'll shut up now.
And disabled. Huh? So it's still diverse. It's just a different type.
And it's called This Is Where It Ends?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. So it comes out...
When you say her name. Marieke Ninji Camp or something like that?
No. What we need now is Iris to pronounce it. But
yeah.
What was it? This Is Where It Ends.
Yeah.
I should have had this open beforehand. It's by Marieke.
I forgot.
Marieke. I should be able to pronounce this. I'm so embarrassed now. But I don't. It's like Niekamp or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I did look it up. She has it on her website, but I forgot. And
Whoops.
yeah, it comes out January 5th.
Okay. So just when I
I
get
think
back.
that's worldwide. Yeah. Do we have our date for January?
I can get our date for January. So, January, it's the third Saturday, is that right? Or is it the, should we do the 23rd?
Saturday.
Wait, no. 16th of January? Does that work?
Let me see.
I can't do the 23rd, but the 16th will work.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, awesome. So we've got that sorted. 16th of January, we are talking about Marika, I'm going on the website now, Nijkamp.
Yep.
Marika Nijkamp. There we go. Her book, This Is Where It Ends, which is about a school shooting.
Yep.
Which
in
is
Alabama.
very, very, topical. And again, I guess it'll bring up a lot of discussion. So yeah. I need to go eat. Is that all right?
Yeah, I gotta go do uni work anyway, so.
You're still in the UK.
Yeah. I had to give up my place.
Yeah.
So.
That's
bull. Yeah.
Okay.
No. I still haven't got anything back from them.
It's a joke. Okay. Well, at least you can still do your work.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will see you next month.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
See you. Bye.